Shalom Uvracha. I am Avi Grossman of Kochav Yaakov, Israel. For thousands of years, the dream of our people was to return to our homeland and experience the messianic and utopian ideal of the prophets. Thank God, the past generations have witnessed the return of the Jewish people to their ancient homeland and the founding of the Third Jewish Commonwealth. And although there still is what to be done, there's still a long way to go, we have to look forward. In the olden days, consider perhaps 120 years ago, the very idea of a flourishing Jewish yeshuv of millions of people and a strong army and a healthy economy and a place of prominence on the world stage would have been unimaginable. And today, we have to look forward to what's next. It so happens that we're just Yeshuas Hashem Harif Ayin. The salvation could come in the blink of an eye, and we're this close now to finally achieving or finally living the dream, the rebuilding of the Beit HaMikdash, the reinstitution of the sacrificial service, the renewal of the Davidic monarchy, God willing. That's why I have taken upon myself to compose Haggadah Pesach. What is Haggadah Pesach? As many of you know, we have Pesach Seder, the first night of Passover. We eat the matzah and the bitter herbs, the haroseth. All these are commandments, some rabbinical, some biblical, and we tell over to the next generation the story of the Exodus and how, God willing, one day there'll be another redemption. But if you study the halachot, you know that there is something missing. The Korban Pesach itself has not been a part of the traditional Seder since basically the destruction of the temple. And that would change the Seder. What do we do at the very end of the Seder? Well, not at the very end, sorry about that. What do we do towards the end of the Seder? We eat another piece of matzah, the afikuman. We eat that instead of eating the meat of the Korban Pesach, the Passover offering, because we don't have it. And at the beginning of the Seder, we also break apart the matzah in order to create that piece of matzah that we're going to eat after the meal. And all this is because we don't have the Korban Pesach. But when we do, God willing, this year, that will change our Seder around. And for those who have taken the time, have finished Masechet Pesachim, those who have studied the Rambam on this matter know that L'chatchila, before the fact, that is the ideal state. That is how we're supposed to do it. And that would require our Haggadah to, I wouldn't say change, to experience a renewal. Our Haggadah needs to go back to the way it was. And although those who might be disqualified for whatever reason for offering the Korban Pesach, those who are impure, those who can't make it to Jerusalem for the Korban, they'll conduct their Seders as they always have. Those, hopefully the majority, who actually do offer the Korban Pesach will need this new Haggadah. And that's why I'm turning to you. It's slightly costly to publish this Haggadah, sight unseen. It had nothing of its kind has ever been made before. Perhaps in the days of Chazal, when they're still doing the Korban Pesach, they did not have a written Haggadah the way we have now. Our Haggadah perhaps postdates, by all estimates, the Korban, the destruction of the temple. And that's what we're trying to put together now, a traditional Jewish Haggadah for use this coming Passover and for all future Passovers. One can imagine that this type of thing is something that every Jewish household will need, perhaps many copies. I wish everybody that they have no longer any use for their traditional Haggadah, the kind we have used up until this point, because from now on we will only be using Haggadot like these. Thank you very much for your support, and we'll see you in Jerusalem.